Hi there, I'm going to be talking about brain breaks, which I think is a really good concept. Sorry. It's a really, really good concept and something that I've gained on one of my placements. And I've used it through all of them in Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 and Key Stage 3. Um, so, brain breaks are basically mini breaks in your lesson. It's nowhere more from 3 to 5 minutes. And I do about three in a lesson, probably one after introduction, one midway when you see that their attention's fizzling out, and then one when they go back to their tables and work or in the middle of their work. Um, with Key Stage 1, especially year 1, they have a lot of pent up energy. So get them to stand up, shake your hands, wiggle your bums, etc. And they laugh and giggle, but the second that they've done that, when they sit back down, their attention generally is on point. Um, Try it again in Key Stage 2. I upgrade it a little bit here, and what I start to do is I have little competitions with them. Just fun ones, so who can throw paper into the bin, like mini basketball, or we do the same thing, we dance, and then when we get to upper Key Stage 2, that's when I take it a little bit more serious, and we do like competition, so who can, concentration, alliteration, so, or you say subject and then you think of, that's it, verbal tennis. Sorry, time's moved on. I call it concentration, they call it verbal tennis. So, you say a subject like, I don't know, TV shows, EastEnders, Coronation Street, Brookside, etc. You keep going back and forth like that. And then when you go into Key Stage 3, do the same kind of thing with them, but again, we go up a notch. What I really, really think is a great way to get their attention, I do boxing competitions or arm wrestling, something a little bit more physical. Obviously, do your risk assessments. Who can do the most press-ups in 30 seconds? Who can do the most sit-ups in 30 seconds? It's up to you. You will know your class. But the whole point is, especially with maths, a lot of kids these days, they don't see the point of it. Some of the things I struggle to see the point of it, but I'm a civil servant employed by the Department of Education. I'm bound by law to teach it, and you've just got to make it as fun and as interesting as possible. And it is interesting because when I was at school, we didn't have teaching assistants. We didn't have the interactive whiteboard. We had the chalkboard. The teacher stood there and we listened. So now, to not have to teach like that, and the fact that I have to engage them, and I've got to have iPads and the interactive whiteboard, so many different things. It reflects our generation. Children get aggravated quicker. They get bored easier. They need to be stimulated all the time, and it's just a great way to burn off energy. So yeah, try it out. If you've downloaded any of our PowerPoints, you will see that our brain breaks are factored in. It will say choose one of the three, and it's also a way for behaviour management. Kids like the breaks. They do. I'm not even going to try and dispute that. Everywhere you go, they will like the breaks. So obviously, if their behaviour isn't up to scratch, guys, cut it out. I generally work on about 50 minutes to an hour for a lesson. Not every lesson, but most lessons. And 15 minutes of that is dedicated for the brain break. So really, pardon me, I'm teaching for 45 minutes. If their behaviour is not good enough to get my 45 minutes worth of teaching input, we're not doing it. And that works particularly well in upper Key Stage 2 and Key Stage 3. So yeah, that's just a little insight on brain breaks. Try it. It will be fun.